of weeks on TV.
You mentioned Muhammad Hassan. How was it like working with him? You had that terrorist style storyline with The Undertaker that caused quite a bit of controversy and led to the release of Hassan. If you could tell us a little more about that.
Yeah, I can't speak exactly about what happened with him because I really don't know all the details and stuff. But we still talk on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, and I had a lot of fun working with him. Obviously we got our start together, and I've been able to do in WWE what I've been doing because of all the success we had together on the front side of my career. And it was unfortunate what happened with us with our characters and everything. There's always circumstances outside of your control that can dictate what happens in your future. But in hindsight, at the time when the gimmick got pulled, it was very, very devastating to me. But like I said, in hindsight, it turned out I was only off TV for like 2.5 months, then I was back on in an even better spot in the main event program with Kurt Angle and John Cena. So in hindsight, it really wasn't that big a deal, but when it happened, it kind of sucked.
Yeah, exactly. You originally made a big name for yourself competing in the ECWA Super 8 tournament where you had a great match with Austin Aries. And back then you were quoted as saying that you'd like to work for the WWE full-time and to remain healthy and work in wrestling full-time is more than anything I could wish for. Is that still your goal? Would you still be open to returning to WWE in the future if they had better plans for you?
Yeah, I mean, when I left, from John Laurinaitis to Vince McMahon to Stephanie McMahon, every single person said, whenever you want to come back, we'd be more than happy to have you. So it's not like it was a bitter breakup or unprofessional, separation. It was pretty cool across the board that what I wanted to do. So I hope that, I would be able to come back whenever I wanted. And now that I've had that, been there for a few years and see how things are, it's like at this point in my career, it would probably just be, work as much as possible, be able to put on the best matches I possibly can, and stay healthy with a goal of mine.
Mm-hmm. Also, up until recently, I read this in WWE magazine. They used to travel with what's his name now, of course, is Hornswoggle, formerly known as the Little You Know What, Mark Henry, and the Great Khali. How was that like?
That was fun. That was our little circus man we'd have. I don't know how it came about, but it was just the biggest concoction of freaks and geeks. We had a terrorist, a midget, the world's strongest man who looked like a big black gorilla, and a giant from India. I remember one time we were speeding through a town. I think we were doing like 90 and like a 35, just trying to get to the show fast enough, and we pulled over. We got pulled over by a police officer, and he kind of started in the back of the van. And as he was walking forward to the front, I saw him in my side mirror. His face just got more and more shocked as he starts in the back of the van and sees a midget, and then he just sees this huge black man, and then comes up and sees a giant shotgun, and then myself. He was kind of like, what the hell have I got myself into?
What is this freak show? You thought you were the circus or something?
Yeah, I think once he got to the front, he started looking around, and then he recognized Mark Henry, and then he saw me and recognized me, and he watched wrestling, and he knew there was a show within the vicinity and stuff, and he was pretty cool. He let us off. He was actually supposed to take us into jail because apparently if you're doing 30 over the speed limit, that immediately they have to bring you in. But he was cool. He let us off the hook. Didn't even write us a speeding ticket, and he buzzed a few cops down the road that we'd be coming through pretty quickly, so they should shut off their radars.
Okay, that was good. How come you didn't really get to use the magic carpet ride finisher on television? Was there any reasoning behind that? Yeah,
there was a couple things. One is, my whole stint in WWE, I was a heel. A lot of time they get the very good reaction, usually a positive reaction from the audience. I think it's something that's kind of funny and it kind of entertains them and they like to see it. And, I thought it would be kind of selfish to be working with another babyface and me doing something to kind of shine up or take away from them. I didn't want to give the people ever any opportunity to like me or cheer me. So for me to do something like that, I felt it would kind of take away from whoever I was working with at that given point in time, and that was something I didn't want to do.
Yeah. Another question that I had was, what were your favorite memorable moments working in the company for World Wrestling Entertainment, or your wrestling career in general, such as working with Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously a highlight always. Not only, there's so many things we did. One was working with Hulk Hogan, period. Other one would be working with Hulk Hogan in the Swan Song comeback. Another one would be working with Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania. It's people begged for one, and we did all three one night. So it was there's so many big things. Obviously working with a whole bunch of guys. I've probably been with every one of the big names in WWE I got to work with. Hogan, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, John Cena, Kurt Angle, Roddy Piper. To be in a Piper's pit was a really big deal to me. It's like how many, there are not that many people in the world that can say they've been in the Piper's pit. I was able to do that. A lot of the friends I made, just a lot of the time traveled together with a whole bunch of guys like Hurricane, Jericho, Christian, Masters, Carlito. These are all like really, really good friends of mine that I'll probably have, today and even probably when I retire from wrestling. They'll still be really good friends of mine that I keep in touch with. Stuff like that is irreplaceable. That's more important than anything. My career, I'm only in my, I believe my 7th year or 8th year wrestling. I plan on having a 25, 30-year career, so to say I've already had my best wrestling moments would be a little facetious because I don't know what the future holds.